thought we would talk a little bit more about the what's going on in Ukraine and Russia in detail on the ground at the moment. More or less, the situation on this Easter Sunday, April 17th, 2022. And so one of the major developments I would say is Mariupol is almost removed of all of Ukrainian forces and foreign mercenaries, but there is still quite a large contingent of Americans, of different, at least 6 different language speaking European countries, quite a few mercenaries there. And so basically Russia is not considering them to be, they don't have to treat them the same as they do official troops from a country. It's not they don't have to go by the Geneva Conventions. So more or less, in this place called Azovstal, it's a very large steel factory. There's a lot of these foreign mercenaries that are holed up there, and the story is that they want to surrender, but they're surrounded also in Azovstal by the Azov Ukrainian neo-Nazi militia members who are following Zelensky and the Ukrainian leadership's orders. And basically they are to shoot on sight any foreign mercenary, American or otherwise, that tries to surrender. And so Russia today has said that they are trying to they want to end this peacefully. They want to get these mercs, they've guaranteed them preservation of life. There's already been 1,500 Ukrainians in Mariupol that have surrendered, and they've all been given humanitarian assistance, medical assistance, and are now off of the battlefield. So the Russians have proven this. And they're saying, if you don't surrender soon, we're coming in. And they're not going to use chemical weapons. They are either going to flood out the Azovstal tunnels with water, or they're going to use flamethrowers, very hardcore flamethrowers that I've seen videos of, that decimate everything. And I think that, it would be very sad if we had Americans. It would be more sad if we had American mercenaries and mercenary commanders over there that were burnt alive than those that gave themselves up and survived. Because, once you're burnt alive, then there's no changing your mind on what, maybe you did something that you shouldn't have done. So Zelensky is basically saying they're going to kill on sight anybody that surrenders. So this is a really sticky situation. On the Donbass front, you have about 50,000, give or take, Ukrainian soldiers and Azov militiamen, and probably mercenaries as well, who are trying to hold the Donbass, but they are in a very large cauldron that the Russians have built. And because of their BTG brigades, their ability to outshoot and outmaneuver the Russians' ability will outmaneuver the Ukrainians' ability, and they're just sitting ducks right now. And even though the United States has more or less been manufacturing this war, controlling this war, and running the war behind the scenes, whether that be direct support to Zelensky or that be direct support to the militias or direct support to the military, the United States has been controlling this battle and this war. They've came out today on Easter, and they've told Zelensky, listen, we're telling you that this cauldron on Donbass, your soldiers are about to be wiped out, 50,000, and basically Zelensky is out of his mind. He doesn't have any type of battlefield experience or understand what's going on. He sees every single person that dies in Ukraine, whether that be Ukrainian or foreign, as a positive thing for him. It's unfortunate. But when people die, and the higher that the death count goes, the better that Zelensky looks, the more that he can appeal to people to send him weapons. So he does not care. He's not going to follow the United States military advice. The U.S. military at this moment is just doing this to say, look, we told you so when it happens. The best thing that could possibly happen at this moment is that the Mariupol foreign mercenaries surrender, and there would be some type of deal worked out between the European nations and the United States to get these people back eventually. And at the same point, the best thing that Zelensky and the Ukrainians could do is to pull back their troops from the Donbass, withdraw back to Kiev. Basically, you're going to have to sacrifice a quarter of your country or even up to half of your country, but you're going to have the other half of your country to continue to basically, you'll have to be neutral, but you'll have your own country and your own affairs. That's better than losing all of your soldiers and mercs in Mariupol. It's better than losing all of your soldiers in Donbass and then giving the Russian military free rein to take the whole country. Think strategically, Zelensky. Get off of whatever substances have made you think that you know what you're doing here, because obviously you don't. I pray for all the people in Ukraine, and I pray for all the people in Russia and Europe, and that this comes to a peaceful end, and that we don't have some hot-headed bunker dictator trying to force everybody to die and to go to the last person. It doesn't have to end this way. With that said, there will be more reports and on different subjects coming, and I appreciate everybody for listening. Peace. Just a thought on the topic.